Hey, my name is Mariana, and next to me, though you cannot see him, is Pablo. He is my partner in crime. Just a joke. He is the co author of Ayurveda Wellness Guide, which we wrote together, which is the book that some of you may have. I hope you do, and I hope you're enjoying the reading. If you don't have it, you can go get it on Amazon. And together, we have just finished writing Biohacking and Longevity. This is our latest book. We are very, very proud and very happy with it. And in this special masterclass that we're dedicating it to you, we're going to be talking about some very important aspects of biohacking and some very important tips that we want to give you for free so you can start living a healthy life, or at least feel more connected to what you feel is more important to you and have the energy to enjoy each moment in your life. So, Pablo, everything okay? Yes, thumbs up from Pablo. So we're going to start with this super masterclass. We hope you enjoy it. Okay, science of living longer. Ancient wisdom meets modern biohacking. And there's something that we want to emphasize, that longevity is not the same as vitality, though many people think they are. There's a very big distinction that most people never stop to consider. So please stop to consider this. Lifespan is not the same as health span. You can live many years while taking more and more medication, carrying chronic stress or disease, running on constant fatigue, anxiety, and low grade inflammation. Or you can live those same years waking up energized, thinking clearly, moving without pain, and feeling excited about life. When was the last time you woke up feeling excited about your life? The difference between these two paths isn't defined by genetics. It's defined by vitality, and longevity at its core begins there. Why? Why are we aging faster than ever? We live in constant friction with our own biology. And listen to this. Our evolutionary biology, the one that is shaped over thousands of generations, collides every day with a modern environment it was never built for. That collision between what we are biologically and how we live today has a direct consequence. And that consequence, people, is accelerated aging. The paradox is stuck. We are living longer, but we are aging faster. Why is that? Because of vitality. And we are going to give you the key cause of the vitality drain. Aging isn't only genetics, and I want you to remember this. Aging has nothing to do with genetics. Lifestyle, your lifestyle determines far more than most people realize. Every day, and most times without noticing, we make choices that either build health or accelerate disease. So at the center of everything is vitality, and around it spin five forces that drain it constantly: poor sleep, chronic stress, loneliness, lack of movement, and yes, poor nutrition. And there are two main silent killers. Yes, these are the serial killers that are constantly there. The number one is poor sleep. That's the first one. The threat is very, very simple and very, very blunt. Without recovery, nothing else works. I'm going to repeat that. If you do not recover properly, nothing else will work for you. The evidence backs it up. Poor sleep disrupts the growth hormone, brain detoxification, memory consolidation, and immune repair. What is the antidote then? The antidote doesn't require gadgets. It's morning sunlight, no screens before bed, a cool bedroom, and a regular schedule. Yes, regularity has its perks, so please pay attention. Killer number two, chronic stress. And here is an important nuance. Stress itself isn't the enemy. Constant stress is. So constant stress, living under constant stress will be a silent killer. The evidence shows chronic stress changes hormones, it changes digestion, inflammation, sleep, and decision making. And especially something that you may not think that this is also part of having chronic stress, but relationships are affected by it. The antidote is what could be called a nervous system reset. It's breath work, meditation, sometime in nature, enjoying life, walking, and living in gratitude. Those are the main things that will give you a reset to your nervous system, and it will help you to activate some energy to stop this second killer. Longevity plate. If you're thinking about, okay, so what's a proper nutrition to have a healthy life, to have a good health span? Well, food is information. That's important for you to remember. Food is information. Every bite tells your body to repair or to inflame. That's why the longevity plate prioritizes protein, organic vegetables, and healthy fats like olive oil and avocado, always choosing whole, minimal processed foods. And don't forget hydration. That's also very, very important. So, alongside that, exercise isn't a punishment. It's actually a very big reward. It's a biological requirement. It doesn't mean training like an elite athlete. It means sustaining 4 pillars: strength, walking, mobility, and balance, plus the low to moderate intensity cardiovascular work, which is also known as zone 2. So, take this into account if you want to start a healthy diet. Do please keep in mind that exercise is also part of your plate. And now I would like to devote some time to talking about this that not many people talk about, which is loneliness, which is a silent accelerator of stress and a reducer of life. There's a factor that is always overlooked, which happens to be one of the strongest predictors of early mortality, which is, as I said, loneliness. Isolation accelerates aging, and the reverse is just as true. Relationships heal. So it's important to know that having a healthy environment, that having peers, that having people in your life creates a community which provides the vitamins that you need to start healing. So it's very important to have a community in which you feel accepted, connected, and you feel light in a way. So start thinking about the relationships in your life. And if there is some kind of toxicity in there that is actually preventing you from living a healthy life. You know, there's this saying that there's people who are vitamins and people who are like little poisons. So let's try to keep a group of vitamin-like people who nourish you and encourage you to become your better self, a better version of yourself, and have a moment of enjoyment and happiness. The alignment table. What happens when ancient wisdom meets modern science? And this is very important because here we are pouring lots of wisdom that was born with Ayurveda into today's science and today's practices. So for thousands and thousands of years, Ayurveda held on to a handful of very simple principles: that digestion matters, that sleep matters, that stress matters, that daily rhythms matter, and that individuality matters. What's remarkable is that modern science of today, with all its technology, arrived at the same conclusions through a different path. the microbiome, the microbiome. Okay, I'm going to try it a third time. A word is not going to beat me. The microbiome, did I say it correctly? Okay. And the gut-brain axis, the autonomic nervous system, inflammation, circadian biology, and mitochondria and epigenetics also matter, and that they're very, very important. These aren't two competitive systems, they're actually two different languages which describe exactly the same biological truth, which is that we need to pay more attention to what we need, our rhythms of having a healthy life, our energy, and if we are draining some of our energy into things that are no longer helping us or serving us, and that many aspects in our routine, in our in our daily life are actually pro-inflammation instead of reducing it. So just some things to consider. Do you wake up in the morning feeling energized and feeling hopeful about life? Do you wake up saying, okay, this is going to be a wonderful life, I'm going to have a wonderful day, and let's see what the day brings? Or are you waking up incredibly exhausted and overwhelmed? That is a very important question because it will determine, and it will be kind of like a key and a clue to how your body is working on the inside. So I'm going to talk about now about biohacking, but without the hype. What does that mean? It means that real biohacking has nothing to do with expensive gadgets. It's about understanding your biology and making better decisions, because maybe it's not your biology that is broken, because I don't believe it is. I think you're making bad choices. You're making bad decisions, and that's due to ignorance. Many things are not known. You think that sometimes to have a healthy life, following biohacking principles, you need all this biohacking tech and there's all this belief that it's actually not real. Before reaching for sophisticated technology, please master the basics first. And the basics are actually quite simple. So the zone of high impact and low cost, what actually moves the needle is the master basics zone, which are sleep, light, protein in your diet, walking, and resistance training. Also breathing, meditation, which is a must, have a healthy community, as I said before, and purpose. Do you feel like you're living in purpose, with purpose? Do you feel like your life has purpose? Within the hype zone, on the other hand, is where people tend to start, which is unnecessary. Okay, the cold plunges, the expensive supplements, the fancy technology is not necessary at the beginning. You can do it, you can try it out later on, but first it's more important for you to start sleeping better, to start having some time on the outside in nature, to start nurturing good relationships before you start with the cold plunges tech and all the things that you will later on acquire if you're interested in. But none of that is inherently bad. It's not where you should begin. I'm not saying that biohacking technology is useless. I'm not saying that at all. Actually, it's incredibly useful, because what you cannot measure, you cannot change, and most of the technology helps you measure and actually see the real change in your life and in your routine, in your daily routine. But it's not necessary at the beginning. Okay, you can start and you can see and notice and start to live change without all the technology first. I'm going to start highlighting now something which is incredibly valuable, and it's the circadian protocol. There are 3 moments and 1 rhythm. Dawn, the morning. Listen to this. I've always been a morning person. Pablo here is more of a night person. So for me, it was not something that I needed to work on. I love mornings. I love waking up early. I'm an early bird. But just to say I'm an early bird, the night is completely alienated to me. It's difficult for me to stay up late. But let's move on to some theory that I'm going to leave you with. Morning sets the circadian anchor for the entire day. Yes, yes. Early sunlight sets that anchor. Hydration flushes the system, so everything is clean. The breath work activates your nervous system. So practicing breath work will activate your nervous system to start the day feeling light, feeling energized, and a protein rich breakfast will stabilize the blood sugar. We are talking about morning. So if we start the morning by having a cup of coffee and a cookie, or maybe by going to a fast food restaurant, our blood sugar levels will go up and then they will plummet down. And that terrible, drastic movement will be terrible, not only for our body, but also to our mind and our emotions. Remember, food is information. What kind of information are you giving your body? Movement generates the early kinetic energy that carries through the rest of the day. So it's very important to have these concepts in mind. Even though you're still beginning, even though all of this feels like alien to you, do try to remember that these concepts in time will have a meaning and you will be able to live that meaning. Once you start practicing and once you start paying attention to your daily routine, and especially in the mornings, the things you do in the morning and how the rest of the day develops and how you end up at night, the energy that you have at night. And at night, what I do is I try to reflect on the rest of the day, on what my morning was like, the kind of dialogue I had with my son, with my partner, with friends, with classmates, with clients, so with students. And I always remember that it's so important to pay attention in the morning. How you start the day most probably will paint the rest of the day with a special color. So what color are you painting your day with? From the beginning, from the morning. Okay, next is zenith. At the peak of the day, walking after meals will support your digestion. This is a tip that not many people know, and it's very, very important. It's got a a specific name. It's pre. Yes. Postprandial walking. I love the word, but I can never remember it. I will remember it, don't worry. So walking after meals will support your digestion and it works as a cognitive reset. This is important. It's not just the digestive. Remember that digestion is a transformative power, and that transformative power also works in our mind, in the way we think. So walking a little bit, some minutes after every meal, after lunch, will help you reset your cognitive work and also to help you digest better. Focus blocks will take advantage of peak cognitive windows, so stress breaks prevent nervous system overload. This is a stress break. By walking a little bit every day will help you prevent this overload in your nervous system. Choose whole foods, please, because this will sustain energy without the crash that comes from processed food, okay, especially from sugar. And twilight. When the sun sets, this is when Mariana starts to to decline. This is where my energy, just like in nature, I start to, woo, I start to relax, and I need to go to sleep early. But as the sun sets, dim lights will signal the body to begin producing melatonin. This is very, very important. So reading, meditations or meditating, any kind of meditation that you have will help you down regulate your brain. Family, connection with people you love will serve as the true antidote to isolation. Please bear this in mind. No, we're all connected. So if you don't have a family, you can create one, you can find one, you can make one with friends and people who care about you, but because we're all cared for in a way or another, and we're all connected with this marvelous invention called internet. Consistent sleep routine. This is so very important, and now I find that is sacred. I treat it as a sacred routine because after being a mom, sleep deprivation was terrible, and I realized the importance of having a consistent sleep routine because it will prepare the ground for the biological repair, which is vital. This happens every time that you sleep, but if you don't sleep properly, this biological repair will not happen, or will happen but very, very poorly, and then you feel the consequence of that in the morning. The vitality flywheel. This is very, very, very important, and I want to share with you because when these fundamentals are mastered in rhythm with your own biology, they create what could be called the vitality flywheel, which I like to call. It's a self-reinforcing cycle. Dawn activates, zenith produces, and twilight recovers. I'm going to repeat that so that you have it as your own mantra. Dawn activates, zenith produces, and the twilight recovers. So twilight, it's the moment where we need to start relaxing and helping by these very simple routines, helping our body to relax enough so it can recover and repair itself. Ancient wisdom and modern science interlock like two pieces of the same puzzle to sustain health. Okay, we're not talking about different things. As I said before, these are two different languages that speak the same truth. You are no longer fighting your biology, you are flowing with it. And that is my desire for each person here. That you can start to flow with your biology and that you can start enjoying it. Clarity, not more information. So people don't need more information. They need clarity. I know that you know a lot. I know that you probably read a lot. And if you haven't, I know that you're interested in it. Otherwise, you wouldn't be in this masterclass, in this live video. So I know that you don't need more information. There is an information overload nowadays with internet and AI and everything. What we need nowadays is more clarity, because sometimes too much information creates confusion. What we need is clarity. We need things to be clear, and we need things to provide the results that we are looking for. So that's ultimately the spirit behind biohacking and longevity. It's a practical roadmap that combines the ancient wisdom of Ayurveda, modern science, and daily habits, because that's what we want, right? We want simple things in our daily life, day to day, simple practices that we can actually start feeling. We always say with Pablo that Ayurveda is beautiful and that the information is fantastic, but if you don't bring it down, if you don't plant the seed and you see in your body, in your life, you don't notice the consequences of that, it's very difficult to really believe that these things actually do work, and they do work. So our new book, Biohacking and Longevity, deals with daily habits and recommendations, very specific tips for you to apply so that you can start having a prolonged health span. Remember the differences between lifespan and health span? Well, that's what we want for you. An amazing health span that can bring you the energy to do whatever it is that you're here for. Okay, so this is a book that brings together practical strategies with their scientific explanation. Yes, science is important, especially to brainy people like me who really want to know things. So, Ayurvedic principles applied to daily routines, to nutrition and sleep optimization, and concrete tools. That's what I love, concrete tools for stress management and longevity habits. And if you acquire the book today, which is already available on Amazon, we are also giving you 3 very important gifts that are included, which is a visual atlas, an NSDR audio, which is a kind of like a guided meditation for you to relax, to have a very deep relaxation routine, to help your body have a good sleep routine so that you can start to recover easier and faster. And also a 21-day protocol. This is our gifts to you. It's a protocol that will help you start applying all the things that we mentioned in the book. Easy peasy, slow, step by step, so that you can start noticing and you can start living the results and actually enjoying them. You know, when we started in our different parts, Pablo and I, when we started learning about Ayurveda, we realized that it's the small changes, it's the micro habits that bring about the biggest of changes in your life. So, in this book, we are giving you these micro habits that you can start trying out and applying so that your daily life can become what you actually want, what you've always wanted. Having a day that starts with energy and that ends with energy, and that can give you all the tools that you need in order to be the person you were meant to be. That's why you're here. So I'm really looking forward to all the reviews from this book. Is there any question from people around here? Where can you buy the book? On Amazon. You can buy the book on Amazon.com. Amazon is available 24/7, and the book is already published there. I'm going to be looking forward to your review of the book. Any other question?
Thank you for my masterclass.
Thank you for being here with me.
I love it.
I love you too. You know, there is a very important reason why we wrote this book. As I said before, Pablo and I have been learning and teaching Ayurveda for many, many, many years now. And we're actually 100 years old, aren't we? No, we're not. But we're not 20, and we're not 30, and we're not 40. So when we wrote Ayurveda Wellness Guide, it was our tribute, in a way, to the world for everything we've learned, for everything that we have acquired throughout these years, and all the feedback that we've received from people who worked with us. So when we became parents, Noah is now 4 years old, a force to behold, a force of nature, but the best thing that has happened to us. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes, Pablo says yes. So when he was born, our lives, of course, changed a lot drastically. So we decided to start implementing biohacking alongside all the practices that for us are already habits, which are following Ayurvedic principles. So when we decided to write this book, Biohacking and Longevity, it's focused on real people who have real lives. We're not talking about having the day all to yourself, for having the possibility to acquire all the technology on day one, for having a life with no stress. It's completely the opposite. It's for real people. So they are real recommendations, real scientific evidence of having very small changes in your daily routine and what they actually bring about um, in your development as a person, the kind of effects that it can have in your productivity when you go to work, the kind of relationship that you end up having with your children and with your loved ones after you practice all these things. And they are not things that require you to change your life. As I said before, this is a book written by real people and it's dedicated to real people. So that is that you can use this book as a guide, just like Ayurveda Wellness Guide. This is also a guide to discover how to stop chronic fatigue, how to gain energy and focus, especially how to focus your energy better, more efficiently, using simple tools, simple biohacks. It's based on peptide principles and anti-inflammatory habits for healthy aging. We are all aging. We know that. We don't know. It's not that we want to stop aging. We want to age with lots of energy, with vitality, having a prolonged health span. You know, we want to live with abundance, with energy, and with the possibility to enjoy life more. You know, to enjoy our kids more, to enjoy our loved ones more, and that's why we wrote this book, to help you know that there are things that are pro-inflammation that maybe you didn't know it existed, or that you were practicing it every day, so that you can actually cure and reverse inflammation just by following very simple steps, so that it can also promote all the other things that help you have a better life. Like I said, focus, energy, and being here just to enjoy being here. Pablo is giving me the scissors signal. I think that that means that I should stop talking. Is it? Yes, thumbs up. So, charades, everybody. So, I hope you really enjoy reading our latest book, Biohacking and Longevity. I hope you have a great life, full of energy, full of focus. I hope that you can enjoy every moment of your day with this energy and happiness, you know, nurturing good relationships, and specifically with yourself and with your body. That's the first relationship we should start looking at, and really embracing the life that we have, because it can always get better. But if we don't do much, it can always get worse. So this is the opportunity to start doing very simple things in order to have a fantastic life, which is our birthright, don't you think? I hope you had a fantastic time in this masterclass. I hope that some of the contents I've shared will stay with you for the rest of the day, and I hope for the rest of your life. But I hope that you have a fantastic day, and I will see you. I will see you soon. I'll be looking forward to all the reviews from the book, and go get it. Go buy the book on Amazon. Is available now. I'll be waiting for your comments. Hope you have a fantastic